Hello and welcome back to On the Break. I'm here with Mike. Mike is somewhere to be found. He's chilling right now. He's feeling good. The Eagles caught a win.
How you
Mike,
doing, Macooch? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty
I'm
good. I'm
feeling
doing. I mean,
real
I can
good
tell you're
today.
doing good. I can tell you're doing
I
good.
am doing good. Best I felt all season long, Macooch. And I
Hey,
got 4 words to tell you. How about them
how
Cowboys?
about the 49 points from Cleveland? Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb, who got hurt. He'll be out for 6 weeks. We'll see how they can do without him. Dak Prescott throwing for 500 yards. Couldn't get the W. That Dallas defense letting the Browns drop 49 on them. The Browns. There's a lot of better offenses in the NFL. The Browns are stacked, but I want to see Kansas City play Dallas. They would drop 60,
My
67 to
goodness.
70 on
I
them.
think
But, I
it'll be
mean,
100. I think it'll be 100 to 50.
yeah, no, Dallas did not play well. Cleveland's defense wasn't that good either. It's why it's a 49 to 38 game. I mean, CeeDee Lamb had 2
Exactly,
touchdowns. I
yeah.
mean,
But
it
also, you got
was,
to take into account too that Dallas did play from behind a lot. That's why
yeah.
and this is why I still think Dak Prescott is still a very average to just decent quarterback because he played for. I don't know if you noticed in the first half he only threw for about 200 yards, but then once it came to the second half, played catch up football and just filled up that stat line like he's done for the past few weeks. That's how it's been. If you really look at the tape, just just beefing up that stat line just from coming from behind. That's all Dak Prescott does, and that's what he will always be known for the rest of his career unless something changes.
And I don't really see anything changing. I mean, this offense has the best receiver core in the entire NFL.
This offense is literally on paper the best offense in the NFL, and they still
Yeah,
can't win.
yeah, you have Zeke Elliott, you have Amari Cooper,
Ooh.
you have the best rookie
All
wide
right,
receiver
take off my
potentially.
hat now. Got to give it some respect.
You gotta get that cowboy hat off, whatever. That's the plan. But the
So,
Cowboys, the Cowboys have nothing to hang their hat on here either because they just did not. They had a stinker. 38 points, yeah, but you gave up 49. You could put up so many points, but if you're giving up 40 plus to your opponents, they gave up 30 to Atlanta. It was a 39-40 game in Atlanta, right? It was something like
yeah,
that.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. It was literally
This
just one on a
defense is
last
just
minute field goal.
letting teams score at ease on them. And that was the
I
big
know,
worry
I
going
know.
into the season, the
There's a lot
secondary.
of words you can use for it: trash,
Yep,
garbage, doo
yep,
doo,
yep,
dumpster fire. Like I don't
yep.
know if there's a word like better than to use than dumpster fire. I would definitely use this for the Dallas Cowboys defense. This Dallas Cowboys defense is so trash.
Yeah.
I've never seen a defense give up so many points within the first set. I think that when you look at the stat line and just look at history, I think there are people have mentioned, a lot of analysts I've looked at mentioned this is a historically bad defense within the first few
It
weeks.
has to be. Okay. I want to look at
First in
who
points
Dallas is
allowed.
playing next.
Oh my goodness. They're playing
Who
the Giants.
they play the Giants. Oh, they're playing one of the worst
And
offense in the NFL. Other than they're going to
exactly. And
look
guess
good.
what? The Dallas Cowboys are going to win. Dak Prescott is easily going to toss over 350 yards. And then
Yeah.
everybody's going to be like, we them boys, Dak Prescott, MVP candidate, passing yards leader,
Yeah.
stat line beefer. If you look at most of his career, the only reason why he gets all these yards and touchdowns, first of all, with the weapons you have around you, like I said last episode, how could you not put 400? I would even expect any quarterback, even Baker
Greg
Mayfield.
Ward could.
I would even yes, I would expect any quarterback to throw at least over 300 each game, easy, with that receiving core and those weapons. The fact that Cowboys always got to play from behind, it's ridiculous. It's an easy pick. I know Dallas is going to definitely destroy New York, and the Dallas Cowboys fans are literally they're going to literally be wowed. They're going to go all over Twitter and say, "Oh my God, comeback season!" But once you play a good team,
done.
And also, if you saw too, Dak Prescott did stats show he had a good game, but when you look at some of his reads during the game, they were absolutely awful. There were like 3-4 interceptions that were dropped.
I saw 5. I saw the number 5 getting thrown around on Twitter.
Exactly.
He was not looking good.
Yes, and the Browns safety group, Andrew Sendejo, they just can't cover they can't cover anything. They could even I don't know, they can't cover at all.
Yeah.
They literally allowed everybody to run right past them. This Browns safety group is horrible.
There was this throw that everybody was throwing around on Twitter where he dropped it thread the needle right in between two guys to Amari Cooper, and I'm thinking, if a star safety's there, that's an interception. I mean, it was a great throw,
Exactly.
but the Browns secondary gives up stuff like that a lot. But that's
I mean,
different.
exactly. I mean, the only people we really have is that rookie corner. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I mean, I know they have Carl Joseph. He's been okay. He's been
Contro's been okay.
he's had a few
Sendeo's
good
been an
moments.
absolute
Yeah,
disaster. I mean, Sendeo played for Philly last season. I'm so happy to let him go because he is slow. He cannot cover. He literally should just retire from the league. Especially after that game, he definitely should retire from the league. He dropped like 2
XFL.
picks. My
Yeah,
goodness, like literally right in his hands. It just bounced right off. Like a
liked
little
him in
like
Minnesota, but it has not looked that good. I don't know. But I mean,
mm,
Cleveland looked good. I don't think anybody really has anything left to say about Cleveland. They are a run the
you didn't even
ball
need to get
offense.
you didn't even need to get Baker Mayfield to throw. He only had 165 passing yards, if I don't remember, and he
Something
only
like
like
I think I don't even
yeah.
think he hit 200.
the
You know?
star of the games, the running back committee,
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt and Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham balled out this game. My
Oh yeah.
goodness,
His that run,
yards, touchdowns. My goodness,
he's
that guy.
back. He is back, and I think him and
OBJ
Baker are on a pretty good page
is
right now.
back to fine at long last. After this Cleveland experience, thought a lot of fans thought this was going to run dry. OBJ
Yeah.
and Baker, what they showed on Sunday, if they could replicate that for the rest of the season, Browns offense is something to look out for. And in this AFC North, the Browns really could compete for a wild card spot if they continue to be consistent,
Yeah.
especially on defense in the second half.
Losing Nick Chubb is going to be big though, but obviously you have Kareem Hunt,
You
and
got
they had their
I'm
other
also
guys. There's a
high on
Johnson that
Kareem
looks
Hunt.
pretty good.
Yep.
You know,
Don't kick Kareem Hunt to the curb.
yeah, good one, good one. Now here's the thing about Dallas though. After the Giants, they play Arizona. Kyler Murray's going to light them up, I think, that week. I think that's going to be Kyler Murray showing
Kyler
out
Murray
party.
and DeAndre. I'm definitely
D-Hop.
starting DeAndre Hopkins. I
Who
would
is
have been
guarding
betting
D-Hop?
A lot of people say Trevor
Trevon Diggs,
Diggs.
the rookie.
Who?
You think
Who?
DeAndre Hopkins is going to absolutely
DeAndre
cook
Hopkins.
anybody that gets thrown in front of him in that
You could
secondary,
literally put
especially a rookie in
5.
the league.
You could definitely put like 5 Cowboys defenders on Hopkins, and Hopkins will literally one hand and truck everybody to the
Well,
ground.
then you got
And,
Christian
like,
Kirk.
Christian Kirk is a burner.
So,
This safeties group is going to have a hard time covering Christian Kirk piece. He's going to be going down on deep routes. I just know it. In the red zone, God help you
if
if the Arizona's
yeah,
in the red zone. This Cowboys
if you're
defense
betting
is
that game,
ready.
bet the over. You have to bet the over on that game.
Most definitely because I know Arizona's defense is going to give it up in the second half, and it'll be a
Yeah,
close game. This is basically in the script and the narrative for every single Dallas Cowboys
exactly.
game for the whole year. You know.
But here's what I've been waiting for, and I got to give you the floor again. The Eagles won a football game. They beat the San Francisco 49ers. They beat up San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers that started Nick Mullins and then went to C.J. Beathard. The San Francisco 49ers had almost won the game at the end. They almost went for a game-winning drive, but Philly was able to get their stop for once. Doug Peterson did not punt the ball with, 15 seconds left in overtime. The Eagles looked like a football team for the first time this season. And that's saying something. They beat the NFC champion, a very beat-up NFC championship by 5. Carson Wentz didn't look too bad. He had a few good moments, had some good moments. He won the game. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
That is correct.
I don't know what you think about your Eagles. It's a big win, when you needed. Your first place in the division. That tie isn't looking too bad now, but what do you think? What's going through your mind? How are you feeling as a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles?
I mean, I'm definitely going to be cautiously optimistic about this. I think the defense showed up. I think Carson Wentz is back, baby. Number
Yeah.
11 is here to play. First pass was just batted from the offensive line and got picked off. That really isn't really his fault. I don't know why Eagles fans took the Twitter and said, "Come on, where's Jalen Hurts? Where's number 2?" That was really idiotic of them. And I don't regret anything I've said to these stupid Eagles fans that have been calling for number 2. And the 49ers, like, I mean, on defense, they're not like extremely banged up. And the Eagles did definitely come in this game extremely banged up.
They have their best player gone.
Well, yeah, of course, Nick Bosa is gone.
Solomon Thomas, too.
Yeah, but also, too, the 49ers defense is still like, they're still like able to win. The defense has definitely been able to win games for them. And Nick Mullins, I knew he was going to be a fluke. Dropping 300 plus yards on the Giants. Anybody can do that. It's the Giants. Like, that's not impressive at all. This defensive line came to life, just absolutely ransacked Mullins everywhere he ran, scared him off the edge and everything. My goodness, I was really impressed about this win. We're playing the Steelers next week. Still cautious about this. I think we have the chance to pull off a win, but
Okay.
do I think we will? I don't know. This Steelers defense is excellent. It is a level above the 49ers defense.
It's an elite defense.
Exactly. The Steelers is the top 5 unit. And
Yeah.
I mean, what I've seen in the past, I see the Eagles, even with the injured offensive roster, what they have right now, Travis Fulgham, he went to Old Dominion. I didn't even know that Old Dominion had a football program.
They do.
Did
Yeah.
you know that?
I did know that. I did know that. Yeah.
I did not know that. I had no previous knowledge of that.
Yeah.
Old Dominion University had a football program, and this guy was from the Panthers last year.
Signed off the practice squad literally the day before the game. That tells you the story of the Eagles.
Most definitely. And yeah, this defense came to show up. I don't know what else to say. Carson Wentz was all over the field. I saw flashes, much better thrown on the run. I think he excels best side of the pocket. He's been a little erratic and kind of streaky when he plays inside the pocket.
Yeah.
And yeah, he took command of this offense. He made some play with his legs, made some plays in the air. That beautiful deep ball touchdown. I literally went crazy when I saw that because that was absolutely a beautiful pass, beautiful floater. I was
A lot of great
going
throws.
crazy. Carson Wentz really balled out and saw him invading pressure, firing for almost a third down conversion to a running back. It was just.
That's a good point.
I was very impressed about this one. This was a very much needed win considering the state of the NFC least. But
yeah, the NFC least.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, if they can continue to play consistent, I know they got their injuries, but the Eagles have shown that they're capable to beat a playoff caliber team with this roster. And what I'm saying is that they could be the Steelers next week, but I'm not betting on that. I still think the Steelers could probably pull out a tough win, but who knows at this point? I literally thought the 49ers were going to run all over us, get like Mostert was going to get over 150 yards on the ground, but he didn't. It's just
out, I think. Well,
it's just saying this could be a turnaround for the Eagles season. I really just don't know. Like, this gives me a lot of questions on where we go from here. If we're able to beat the Steelers next week, then that's when I know, in fact, that the Eagles are ready to dominate the NFC East.
Yeah, it's a confidence booster for sure. I like what the Eagles did.
Exactly. And better play calling from Doug Peterson, a lot more aggressive. Love to see that come back. And also, I'd love to see my man Jalen Mills go from safety back to corner and lock up anybody that was on that side. Shout out to Jalen Mills. Love that guy. Best corner in the league.
Who didn't get locked up, though? George Kittle. George Kittle had 15 catches, 150-something yards, 2 touchdowns, whatever.
I mean, who do you know that could lock up George Kittle like that on any defense?
Just in the league. In the league.
George Kittle's an absolute beast. He's the best tight end. And also, I will say this. Zach Ertz also showed on Sunday why he is not an elite tight end. And I will stop arguing for him that it's an elite tight end. 4 catches, 9 yards against the 49ers defense. This is why he's not getting paid Kittle or Kelsey money, because when it really matters, in these kind of games, he didn't show up. The other tight end absolutely gashed the hell out of the Eagles linebacker core, which still sucks.
Yeah.
But
look for Dallas Goedert going forward.
Dallas Goedert, I really, really hope he stays with the team. I think if we can't get an extension done, I think we should let go of Ertz and just go forward with Goddard, because Goddard has shown that he's a better blocker. He is an absolute beast. He can definitely make a lot of aggressive catches. He has a lot of yards after catch potential, more than Zach Ertz, actually. I honestly think that he's better than Zach Ertz at this point. Much younger, much better blocker when Zach Ertz wasn't as inefficient as a blocker. I honestly think we should just go forward with Dallas Goedert. I really like that guy.
I'm not opposed to that idea. We haven't seen much from Zach Ertz this year. It's for the future
that's
of the
what
Eagles.
I'm saying.
You can't pay both.
He's playing for an extension too, and at this point, I know Goddard unfortunately had that ankle injury, but when he comes back, he's going to ball out, and he's been pretty healthy for most of his career. I honestly think that Goddard's potential has been hindered, and his stat line's been hindered because of Zach Ertz and his involvement. I still think Zach Ertz is a great tight end. Do I think he's top 2 or top 3 anymore? No.
Maybe look for him to be in Las Vegas next year. I can see him looking good in one of those things. But, they have Darren Waller and Zach Ertz in the same tight end duo.
My goodness, that would be best tight end. I mean, we have the best tight end duo in the league right now, but if we give him if the Raiders want him, that's the best tight end duo in the league by far.
I would rather have George Kittle than Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert, though. That's the crazy thing about these guys
Oh
who
yeah,
are just so good.
of course. I would definitely take George Kittle over Zach Ertz or Goddard.
Yeah.
I think in a few years though, I think Goddard can bring in the conversation of being an elite tight end, but we'll see.
Mark Andrews is still young. We'll see what he does going forward.
Exactly. Mark Andrews and Dallas Goedert in the next few years. Watch out. They're going to be filling that stat line, I'm telling you.
Now, here's the thing about this week. It was not very interesting. I mean, there was a lot of interesting moments, but a lot of games were just kind of, good team playing a bad team. You expected one way to go the other.
Yeah, most definitely.
But I do want to get into a bit of Chargers-Buccaneers because just for the quarterback conversation, Tom Brady's back. He's throwing 5 touchdowns. Justin Herbert looks like the real deal, though, already at this point in his career. Whoever that doctor is that, is probably fired at the moment, is probably on the streets at the moment. But with Tyrod Taylor being out because of a, bad injection into his lung, Justin Herbert's been able to shine. And
imagine telling your kids, like your grandkids, going like, "Oh, did you know I used to play quarterback in the NFL? I got my opportunity because the starting quarterback that was ahead of me on the depth chart got his lung punctured."
Yeah, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Trust me, it wasn't me. Justin Herbert with 3 touchdowns, 290 yards, and a interception.
Balling out, man.
Yeah, he looked just as good as Tom Brady did to me in that day. Obviously, this is 41-year-old, 42-year-old Tom Brady.
For a rookie, he's playing phenomenal. And Tom Brady, it's about time he shows up, especially with that offense around him. It's like the same thing for Dak Prescott. I mean, Dak Prescott obviously plays from behind, isn't as good as Tom Brady. Yeah. But the GOAT, Tom Brady at this age, obviously he's aged a little bit. He's definitely regressed, my goodness.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he had a great game.
With these weapons around him, O.J. Howard, Cameron Braid, Rob Gronk, Godwin.
Well, O.J. Howard towards Achilles.
Oh, true,
yeah.
Godwin.
But you still have Cameron Braid and Gronk.
And Scotty Miller, that's turning out to be a great slot receiver. You damn better throw 5 touchdowns.
They basically got Adam Humphries back with Miller, but,
Exactly. And at first they were trailing, and then all of a sudden,
they came back. Here's the thing. Do you know who the leading rusher for Los Angeles was?
Chargers?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Eckler got hurt, didn't he?
He did get hurt. So who is the leading rusher? The leading rusher was Justin Herbert, man. It was Justin Herbert with 14 yards, and they only lost by 7. The fact that you only lose by 7, having no run game.
That's what I'm saying. Justin Herbert is playing extremely well for a rookie. For his rookie season, doing well. And I do expect him to have his rookie mistakes, his rookie hiccups, definitely,
of course,
as the season goes on. But for a start to his rookie season, he is not doing half bad at all. Hats off to Justin Herbert. He's been doing very, very well.
He is doing just fine. And now I want to get into Vikings-Texans because we have some big news coming out of Houston about a day ago. Bill O'Brien, the man that we have slandered, not as much as Adam Gase, but we have said some very mean things about him. I don't apologize, but, he's gone as head coach and general manager of the Houston Texans. They're 0-4 after getting beaten by Minnesota. The game is not really the more important part. It's the fact that they finally moved on from Bill O'Brien. But it comes at a weird point at week 4 in the middle of the season. You should have did this last year. You should have did this 2 years ago. You should have never hired him as GM in the first place.
But exactly.
His trades are just...
I would have honestly let him go, relieve him of his GM duties and let him coach the rest of the season, considering the Texans don't really have a lot of options right now.
Yeah.
I really don't know who's the interim head coach right now for the Texans.
Romeo Crennel, I think.
The Texans are 100% tanking. My goodness, this defense is absolute. I don't know who's worse, the Texans or the Cowboys defense.
I really don't know.
I just don't know how in the world do you lose to Kirk Cousins, especially when they're 0-3. That's just totally unexcusable.
One team had to go 0-4.
This offensive line is just the Texans is absolutely. It's worse than the defense. They literally let everybody through. I don't know if you've seen that meme of that old security guard that bounces that pass.
Yes, that's them.
He just goes like this and go. That's literally the offensive line going like, here, come through. It's okay.
Come through, Adam.
Well, yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Yeah, come through, everybody. This offensive line is trash.
They're bad. They play Jacksonville. They play their division. They still have games against the Packers, the Browns, the Patriots, and Chicago even. They do not have an easy schedule.
You can't even think if the Texans could even. You can't even be confidently say that the Texans would beat the Jaguars. Minshew would
I
absolutely
can't.
kill them. And James Robinson, you better bet I'm starting him next week against this Texans defense. My God.
Yes, easily. He has to be thrown into your lineup. James Robinson's gonna have a field day. I hope. I'm probably gonna be wrong because I said that, but I mean, this Texans team is bad. We've been over it. If you go back to last episode, we're comparing it to the Andrew Luck situation.
There's nothing else to say. Poor Deshaun Watson. I really hope they take a top 5 pick or top 10 pick at most, and they find a way to rebuild this offensive line because literally, after 1 second after stepping away from the line of scrimmage, Deshaun Watson's already running for his life, and that's really sad.
Already running for his life. And we had Monday Night Football, a doubleheader of Monday Night Football because of good old Rona.
We could definitely cut to the chase. Packers are really looking great. This defensive side is looking great. This offense is just firing off on all cylinders. The Falcons are just as bad as usual. Dan Quinn definitely at the end of the season he is let go. There's no redemption right now. He's going to be gone. Patriots and Chiefs. That's a game to talk about. The Chiefs.
I don't know if it is.
I don't know. I mean,
it's definitely worth talking about, but I don't think it's.
Yeah, exactly. This is gonna be definitely a short episode, considering how boring this week was in a way. Yeah. But I mean, the Bills and Raiders don't look bad. I mean, they've definitely played a great Bills defense. That's just something to just get off. Derek Carr looks great. The Raiders, honestly, I honestly think the Raiders could compete in the West. That's just my own opinion. I mean,
I'm only saying that because of a certain quarterback that goes by the name of Patrick.
Oh yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like I'm saying, maybe for a wild card, depending on how the rest of the AFC does. But the Raiders don't look half bad. I definitely wouldn't say they're a bad team. I think they're a good team. I just don't think they're great or a top team yet. No, that is way out of the question. But Chiefs and Patriots, not much to talk about. Patriots quarterback situation behind Cam Newton. My goodness.
Hoyer.
Stidham tossing for 3 interceptions in total. The Chiefs defense definitely could take over a quarterback like Brian Hoyer that has not started for a few years. So as soon as Cam Newton was ruled out due to his COVID diagnosis, like
short notice for the quarterbacks.
The Chiefs were definitely going to run away with this, even with the Chiefs defense isn't elite, but they're playing well, but they're not elite. But I can see why. Exactly. And Patrick Mahomes didn't need to go crazy. He didn't need to throw 300 yards, 400 yards. He only tossed 260. He was efficient. Patrick Mahomes efficient. He had a good game. He didn't need to do too much, especially against the Patriots defense. This Patriots defense is not looking like a top 10 unit. I don't know what's going on.
I mean,
not right now. But Seattle giving up over 30, and now with the Chiefs giving up over 25. And my goodness, and I just don't know what to say. The Patriots defense can look like a liability if they continue to play like this.
It just looks mediocre right now. I mean, also it's hard to have answers for Patrick Mahomes.
But exactly. But I don't know. This Patriots defense, this was supposed to be lifeblood of an offense that was uncertain. What's up?
If Cam is the starting quarterback in this game, do you think they win?
No, but
based on the way Kansas City played.
That's a good question. I don't think so, but the game would definitely be a lot closer than a 2+ possession deficit. I think maybe it could have been if Cam was playing, I would think maybe if you want to keep the score the same, 26, I would say Patriots put up 21-24 most.
Yeah, but
I think this game would have been a lot closer if Cam Newton played.
If you hold the Kansas City Chiefs to under 30 and you have an offense that can put up the same numbers, you always have a fighting shot in the game. Obviously, you're not putting up anything over really 14 with Stidham at quarterback, but it is.
I could see why Belichick didn't want to roll with Stidham at the start of the season. My goodness, imagine if they did and they didn't sign Cam. Cam literally saved his offense in a way.
Best wishes to Cam Newton. Hopefully, he recovers quickly and can get on the field as soon as possible. But
yes, sir.
We need to talk about this Colts defense really quickly. This Colts defense looks like a top 3 defense in this league. I
honestly think that the Colts defense is the best defense in the league.
They look so great.
Stat-wise, in total defense, they're right number 1 right now. This Colts defense, I was not expecting them to play at such an elite level. No
one did. And on paper, it makes sense. Julian Blackmon is playing phenomenal. Kenny Moore is playing great. And Darius Leonard is one of the best linebackers in the entire
Yeah,
National
Darius
Football
Leonard
League.
is a top 5 linebacker. Most definitely, he's a
Easily.
great linebacker.
And their
Excellent.
offense is a run the ball, slow the game down offense. This team is built to win a Super Bowl, and it's possible. I think it's Kansas City. I think it's Baltimore. And then I think
I wouldn't say win a Super Bowl, but most definitely run away with the division and
it's the
go far in the
formula.
playoffs.
This is the formula for winning games.
I mean,
in
Frank
the NFL.
Wright did an excellent job orchestrating a roster like this. This defense, like I said, I was not expecting the Colts defense to be a top 3 unit. Now, speaking of which, I'm saying right now that it's the best defense in the NFL. I did not expect this at all.
Yeah,
the Colts defense is doing great. Phillip Rivers isn't turning the ball over as much as he did last season. Frank Wright's doing a great job coaching him. Jonathan Taylor is a great running back, excellent, great guy, and like this Colts defense, the Colts offense is weapons all over the place to be able to take down any defense. Honestly, it's all over the place. It's just so hard to. And this defense, my goodness, Xavier Rhodes showed up. Last season, he turned to like that toast that I would burn and forget about later in the day, and then open the toast and be like, oh, look, there's the toast I left 2 days ago.
Jalen Mills at
literally
safety.
Xavier Rhodes.
Yeah.
But Xavier Rhodes is showing up now. He has turned out to be a great 1-year investment. If he could do to play like this in lockdown, he will definitely play for an extension. Yeah.
I think so.
Just everything. This whole defense is playing great. Leonard, DeForest Buckner, excellent trade.
Come on,
my God, he is plugging up that run defense.
That's what he's there for.
And that was one of the liabilities on the Colts defense last year. Everybody ran all over them. Not really passed, but running all over. Yes,
because they needed a stud defensive tackle, and that's what they got.
Exactly. And Buckner, excellent trade. I'm really, really happy that we're able to pry them away from the 49ers. Honestly.
Yeah, the Colts. We have not had fun drafting defensive linemen. Do you know who Bjorn Warner is? I don't think you do. First-round draft pick, absolute bust. And, I mean, they finally have their defensive line. Kenny Moore.
Yeah, props to
the
yeah, Kenny Moore is excellent.
Julian Blackman,
very, very well.
The young safety getting an interception today.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I mean, obviously, we don't know if Phillip Rivers is going to come back next year. He's on a 1-year deal. The Colts are 3-1. They're not going to have a high draft pick. I can see the Colts trading up in this draft and taking Justin Fields and using their capital and maybe getting a quarterback. I know you have Jacob Eason, but I don't really think he's the guy. Maybe they'll play him for a season, see how he is, and then look at next year, the year after's quarterbacks. But I think that is the biggest question going into Indy. Not is this roster good, because this roster is amazing, but what do you do next year, potentially without Phillip Rivers, if you don't win a Super Bowl this year?
I mean, I'm not very sure that chart. I don't know if Jacoby Brissett is still playing.
He is, but I don't think the Colts trust him enough. I don't think that they're going to go with him long term.
I mean, honestly, I think they should have built a little bit more around him, around Jacoby Brissett. I still think he's a solid quarterback, but he's not a game changer at all. I would definitely rule that off. But I think the Colts just have a bright future heading forward. I really think that for the next 3 years, they're going to easily just run away with this division. Even just knocking out the Titans out of first place, they definitely will.
Oh,
I think they have a very bright future, and I'm really happy to see what Frank Reich and the front office has done with this Colts roster. This defense is absolutely phenomenal, and this offense is doing what it can to keep points on the board and keep the lead.
They play Cleveland next week. We'll see how that game goes, but let's go.
That could be a true test too. Yeah, definitely with Kareem Hunt and the two star receivers on the outside. I think this will be one of the biggest tests for this Colts defense, but I still think that the Colts could run away with this game with the Browns.
I think they definitely can. I think they will, but that's just me. I'm a Colts fan. So, anything else you have to add after this? I mean, it was an okay week. There was some cool stuff to talk about. The Cowboys lost.
Not much. Yep, not much. I really hope the Eagles can keep it together, run out of Pittsburgh with a win.
Maybe,
but we'll see. Honestly, that game is the biggest maybe of the week. We'll see.
Big maybe. We'll find out that maybe next time. We'll see if you'll be able to tell immediately if Mike's happy or not. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you, Mike, for coming on the show as usual. I'm John alongside Mike. Thank you. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's go, Colts. We'll see you later.